Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Melissa Crafter, and after a small break, I'm back and I'm ready to continue creating weekly content for you guys. If you're new here, I create custom epoxy free tumblers along with other crafts. In this week's video, I'm going to be showing you how I created this glittered water slide tropical vibes tumbler. Also, I am super happy to announce that I recently hit 10,000 subscribers here on my YouTube channel, and I appreciate every single one of you for your continued support. You guys have supported me through my tumbler making journey, and I honestly can't thank you guys enough. To show my appreciation, I wanted to do a giveaway, so please stay tuned till the end of this video where I will be announcing the giveaway and give you details on how to enter. As always, you guys know I'm here to help, so if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask that in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. I started off with a prep tumbler. I went ahead and prepped this tumbler and spray painted it white. I do have a video on how I prep my tumblers. I'll go ahead and link it here on the right hand corner as well as in the video description. And then I'm going to be using these folk art Taklon brushes. I'll go ahead and link everything that I used on in the video description. To glitter, I'm going to be using Crystalax glitter glue. And the glitter I'm going to be using is called Snow White. It is from Tom Thumb Glitters. They are on Etsy, and I do have a 10% off promo code with them that I'll link down below. I'm going to go ahead and directly add my glitter glue onto my tumbler. And I'm just going to be using my Taklon brush to go ahead and spread that out evenly. There are different types of glittering methods where you can use things like Bright Tone to go ahead and glitter your cups. For this tumbler, I went ahead and used glitter glue. I do have other videos where I do use Bright Tone and other types of glittering methods. If you guys want to check those out, they are on my channel. After adding your glue to your tumbler, you want to go ahead and immediately after add your glitter. I did match my base coat color to my glitter. I spray painted my cup white while I was prepping it. You do want to make sure to match your base coat color as close as possible to your glitter. That way you only need one coat of glitter. If you do happen to need a second coat of glitter, you go ahead and allow your glitter glue first coat of glitter to dry for 2 hours, and then repeat this step again. You just go ahead and add your glitter glue directly onto your first coat of glitter on top, and you go ahead and add a second coat of glitter, and then you allow that to dry for 2 hours as well. After my tumbler is completely covered in glitter, I'm just going to go ahead and allow this to dry for 2 hours. Glitter glue does need 2 hours to dry. So I'm going to just go ahead and allow this to dry for 2 hours. Here I'm just putting it on my tumbler turner to allow it to dry. You don't have to put it on your turner. You can just put it anywhere else to dry. But I'm just putting it here for the sake of this video. And I'm going to allow it to dry for 2 hours. Now that my cup has dried for 2 hours, I'm going to go ahead and seal my glitter. To do that, I'm also going to be using Crystalax glitter glue. It's great that we can use the glitter glue to also seal our glitters with, which is great. I'm going to use a little bit of water to just kind of dilute the glitter glue just a little bit. I'm going to be using the same Taklon brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and add the glitter glue directly onto my tumbler, and then dip my Taklon brush onto the water, and then spread the glitter glue evenly throughout the tumbler. My camera does die a little bit up ahead while I was doing this, so you just want to go ahead and make sure that your tumbler is covered with the glitter glue. That way your glitter is sealed. Once your entire tumbler is covered with glitter glue, you want to go ahead and allow it to dry for an hour before you go ahead and flatten down your glitter using parchment paper. So here my tumbler has dried off for an hour, and I'm going to go ahead and use parchment paper to go ahead and flatten down my glitter. This step here helps to flatten down your glitter as much as possible, and it helps with the overall amount of coats that you are going to need to achieve a glossy finish. It helps flatten the glitter down, that way it doesn't require too many coats to achieve a glossy finish. After I have flattened down my glitter with the parchment paper, I am going to go ahead and allow my cup to dry for that additional hour that is needed for the glitter glue to dry off completely. If you do have any glitter fallout, you can repeat this step again. Go ahead and seal your glitter using glitter glue the same way. After you allow the cup to dry for that additional hour, you can go ahead and repeat that step again, and then flatten down using your parchment paper. So here's what Brightone looks like. This is a gallon size container of Brightone. They do have smaller options. Brightone is a water-based non-toxic top coat. It is an epoxy alternative. It's a completely non-toxic and is safe to use even indoors. It does have a 30-day cure time, but after 5 to 7 days, the cup is okay for light use, of course, following proper care instructions. I'll go ahead and link proper care instructions down in the comment section. So here I'm going to begin coating my cup with Brightone. I did transfer some Brightone onto this condiment bottle just for easier application. Every coat of Brightone is added the same. You want to add a nice, thin, even coat, just enough to where your cup isn't dripping. After adding a nice thin coat, you want to go ahead and allow your cup to spin for an hour to go ahead and self-level, and then dry for an additional 3 hours to total 4 hours of dry time. So here I'm giving my cup my third coat of Brightone. I don't record every coat that I give my cup simply because every coat is added the same. You do just want to make sure you have a nice thin even coat, just enough to where your cup isn't dripping, and then you want to allow it to spin for an hour and then dry for an additional 3 hours to total 4 hours of dry time, just like I mentioned earlier. And then after every 3 to 4 coats, you do want to make sure you sand your tumbler using 400 grit sanding paper. That sanding just helps smoothen out your tumbler. That way you can achieve a glossy finish faster. So here, after my tumbler has dried for the total 4 hours, I'm going to go ahead and go in with 400 grit sanding paper, and I'm going to go ahead and sand my entire tumbler just to smoothen it out a little bit. And then I am going to go ahead and just wipe it with a lint-free cloth and then take it back inside and continue coating my tumbler with Brightone. Now that I have sanded my cup, I'm going to go ahead and bring it back inside and put it on my turner. I did wipe it with a lint-free cloth, as I mentioned earlier, just to wipe off any of the sanding dust that was on my cup. So I'm going to continue coating here with Brightone every 4 hours until my cup is smooth enough for decals. You definitely don't want to add any decals to your cup until your cup is smooth enough, or else the bumpiness from your cup will show up on your decals. So continue coating your cup until you have a smooth surface. For me, that's usually with fine glitter, that's usually after the 5th coat of Brightone. So while my cup is drying and getting smooth enough for decals, I'm going to go ahead and start working on my design. Here, Cricut Design Space, I went ahead and inserted a shape on the left-hand corner, and I inserted a square. I resized that square to 6.75 by 9.25, which is how big Cricut Design Space will let you do print and cut images. So I inserted that square as a guide, and then I went ahead and purchased this file here on Etsy, which was just a tropical leaves PNG. And then here I went ahead and build up that square and just use it as a guide. Now I went ahead and took it off once it was full, and I went ahead and flattened my image on the right hand corner. That way all of my designs stay together. And then now I'm just going to go ahead and print out my design and cut it out. So to print my design, I went ahead and used the same instructions that were on the water slide paper that I used. I did take off the bleed and then I put use system dialog. I turned that on. Once you do that, you will have another screen pop up and you want to go ahead and leave the color on fine. And then you do want to change the paper type to photo glossy paper. And then you do want the quality to be at best. Here's the water slide paper that I use. It is from Hayes Paper Co. It is the clear water slide decal paper and it is for an inkjet printer. This is my go-to water slide paper. I did purchase it off Amazon. I'll go ahead and link it down below. Here on the back it shows directions on how to print it, how to seal it, cut it out. It basically tells you how to use the water slide paper, which is great. So here my designs have printed. I did go ahead and print two because I was having an issue with one of the leaves here. For some reason, the green part of that one leaf didn't want to come out. I don't know why. I thought I did something wrong, so I went back and tried to fix it, but it still printed out the same, which is totally fine. I just won't use it. I am going to go ahead and seal my design with this Rust-Oleum semi-gloss clear spray paint, following the same directions that are on the back of the water slide paper packaging. You definitely don't want to skip out on this step. The purpose of sealing your design is so that you have a protective barrier there between your water slide decal and your bright tone. If you do add your water slide decal to your cup and don't seal it, you will have some bleeding going on when you do add your bright tone. Here I took my design to a well ventilated area and I'm gonna go ahead and give it a couple coats of the clear spray paint. I did go ahead and put it in a shipping box just so that it'll stay in one place and I don't have to hold it with my hand. Did give it 3 coats of the clear spray paint and I did wait about 15 to 20 minutes in between each coat. After spray painting your design, you do want to allow it to gas off for 24 to 48 hours. I just leave mine in the same shipping box and allow it to rest for the 48 hours so that it'll do its off gassing before I go ahead and add it to my cup and continue coating my cup with bright tone. The reason for this is because spray paint is solvent based and bright tone is water based, and you definitely want to allow the spray paint to do its off gassing before you go ahead and add any bright tone on top of that. Here I have my smooth cup and I have my designs that have gassed off. I'm going to go ahead and use my scissors to go ahead and cut my designs, my leaves, so that I can position them onto my cup. Instead of letting my Cricut cut it out, I'm just going to go ahead and cut them myself. So here I am just cutting a little bit away from the designs, and then I'm going to go ahead and soak them in water for about 30 seconds, and then I'm going to go ahead and place them on my cup. Here I'm going to go ahead and soak in my designs to my water. This is just a regular room temperature tap water that I added here to my bowl. And I'm going to go ahead and soak my design for about 30 seconds. And then I'm going to go ahead and place it onto my tumbler. After 30 seconds, I am going to remove my design from the water and I'm going to go ahead and place it onto my cup. You do want to be gentle when removing the backing here, and you do want to go in with your fingers a little bit wet so that you don't tear your design. Using your wet fingers, just kind of glide them on on top of your design so that you adhere it well to your cup. Here I had a little bit of a bump. It was a little bit bumpy. I didn't place it correctly, so it kind of wrinkled up a little bit right there. So using my wet fingers, I just went ahead and straightened that out and adhered it well to my tumbler. So I'm going to go ahead and add the second part of my design. I did end up cutting it, as I mentioned earlier, just for easier placement on my tumbler. And I'm going to go ahead and add it the same way. I'm just going to soak it for 30 seconds and then put it where I want to place it on my tumbler. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove the backing. Like I said, you do want to be sure that your fingers are wet. That way you don't tear your water slide design. And then using your finger, you just kind of want to push on the design. That way you get most of the water out from underneath and you have your design well adhered to your cup. Once I've added my water slide decal, I'm going to go ahead and allow this to dry for 3 hours, following the same directions on the water slide decal paper. And now I'm going to go ahead and add these vinyl leopard prints on to my tumbler just to give it a little bit more of a pop. I did cut out these leopard prints using vinyl and my Cricut Explorer 2, and I'm just going to go ahead and add it here on the empty spots on my tumbler. So now that I've added all my decals to my tumbler, I'm going to go ahead and put it back on my turner, and I'm going to continue coating with Bright Tone until I am satisfied with my gloss finish. As I mentioned, every coat of Bright Tone is added the same. You want to coat every 4 hours, and you want to do thin coats of Bright Tone, just enough to where your cup isn't dripping. Then you allow it to spin for an hour and then dry for an additional 3 hours to total 4 hours of dry time. So this is how the cup turned out. I absolutely love the finish on this cup, and I am in love with how it turned out. As always, if you guys have any questions on how to use Bright Tone, if you're new to using Bright Tone or Crystalac products in general, as always, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them down in the comment section, or you can always reach out to me on Instagram. My Instagram is melissacrafter00. If you stuck around for this long, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. I will be announcing my 10K subscriber giveaway in just a couple seconds. Okay guys, so to show my appreciation, I wanted to give one lucky winner a complete Crystalac tumbler kit. This kit contains all the basic products needed to help you get started with epoxy-free tumbler making. Kit comes with 1 pint of Bright Tone, 1 pint of Universal White. It also comes with a 12-ounce squeeze bottle of black gloss. It comes with a set of 8 color concentrated pigments, and it comes with 1 liquid mica. It includes 1 Flippin' Awesome paint and primer, a 4-ounce of glitter glue, and a 4-ounce of a surface conditioner. And along with everything mentioned, it also comes with 1 brush, 1 sanding pad, 10 mixing containers with lids, and 1 12-ounce empty squeeze bottle. To enter, head over to my Instagram where you will find complete details on how you can enter. The giveaway will go on for 2 weeks starting today, September 23rd, and ending on October 7th. The giveaway winner will be announced on my Instagram as well as on my weekly video here on YouTube on Thursday, October 7th. My Instagram name is MelissaCrafter00. You'll find it here on the right hand corner of this frame. I'll also link it down below in the video description. And I truly appreciate every single one of you, and good luck to those who enter. Thank you.